On Sunday, Manchester United is going to be hosted by Everton at the Goodsons Park. Everton are still mourning and they are still nursing wounds after the FA came out and obviously deducted 10 points off them. And they're even threatening more to take 9 more from what they've gone ahead to gather. And they're obviously coming into this game when they're really fired up and they're having a reason to fight for, because that has gone ahead to put them very, very off when it comes to talking about the teams that can or that might survive the relegation. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share if at all you're watching us for the very first time. Endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, it's really a very good evening, chilly as usual. It has been raining since morning in my country, and hope you guys are doing good. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. The Christians, may the living to God bless you abundantly. And here we come to obviously talk and discuss about these important issues about this beautiful game of football. We come into this game where United played their last game and they won by 1-0, and that was against Luton Town. Then Everton played their last game before we went into the international break away from home, and they won 3-2 against Crystal Palace in London. But when you look at their games, they've gone ahead to host at home in the Premier League. They drew with Brighton 1-1. They beat Bournemouth 3-0. They lost to Luton Town 2-1. Arsenal beat them 1-0. They lost to Wolves 1-0. Fulham beat them 1-0. So it looks like at home they've not been performing very well, but away from home they've been obviously trying to put out a situation that everyone will really give them a benefit of doubt and really put in that fearing factor. And they are coming to this game when they need to know that they're hosting United. Last season, when these two teams really met, United beat Everton home and away at Old Trafford. I think it was 3-0, and at their stadium, Goodsons Park, it was the last game that United played before. No, it wasn't the last game. United beat them by 2-1, and it was Anthony and Ronaldo, right? Yeah, Anthony and Ronaldo came on through and really scored, and Everton were the first to score through the player they sold to Fulham right now, the Nigerian Iwobi, and then United happened to level through Anthony, a very good assist from Anton Martial. Then Ronaldo really went ahead to obviously score a very beautiful goal as he was released. I think was it by Alejandro Garnacho, and he hit it, and that marked his 700th club goal that he scored for the club of Manchester United. That is Cristiano Ronaldo for you. Now, when you look at Manchester United, the injured players that we don't expect to be in this game are Casemiro, Eriksen, Facundo Pellistri. Those. But Amad Diallo and Terry Malacia are back on the grass, but they've not gone ahead to obviously do the needful. But they're also not going to play part in this game, but they're back on the grass. Even Lisandro Martinez is back on the grass, is doing individual training, but don't expect him to be part of this team that is going to play against Everton. Then the other, Rasmus Højlund, has trained today, and Erik ten Hag believes by Sunday he would have gone ahead to obviously get back into full fitness. And for Everton, they're having Amadou Onana, a player that has been linked to Man United, out. Then Andre Gomez is back on grass, and he's really doing individual training, so we don't expect him to return. And Selmas Coleman is building up to get his fitness, so we don't know whether he's going to be back. Dele Alli is out, and the rest of the players are really available for the side of Everton. So that is the team news, and now let's get into the predicted starting 11 of Man United as we take on Everton. And after that, I'll tell you my prediction of this game. The game is happening at the Goodsons Park that capacitates 39,572 people. That's the capacity they obviously have at their stadium. Then We go to the starting 11 of Man United. Andre Onana has been obviously past fit to come in through and obviously put in a shift for the club of Manchester United, and he's obviously going to be a variable, having obviously gotten an injury during the international break. He obviously flew back to Manchester United, and he's obviously doing the needful as a player, and he's expected to start in between the stitches. Let's go to the right back. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to be back, having missed out onto the games that the game that we played against Luton Town because he was ill. He returns to obviously play part into that beautiful game of football. On the left back, I think it's going to be Diego Dallo, having pulled out of the national team of Portugal, and his reason was the wife was obviously going to give birth, and he's back into the training session of Man United. Having rested for 2 weeks, he needed that because he was going to have to play very many games when Bissaka was away. I expect him to be played as the left back for the club of Man United. But I won't be shocked if Sergio Roglan comes in through, because Ten Hag might want to play Dallo very fresh when you're playing away in Galatasaray on Wednesday. Central defense is going to be Rafael Varane. To me, he's going to start on the right side of the central defense, and Harry Maguire on the left side of the central defense. So it can be vice versa. Harry Maguire starting onto the right side of the central defense, and Rafael Varane starting onto the left side of the central defense. And we anticipated that that's going to be the central defense. Lindelof, having gone ahead to score. I don't know how good he has been, but having gone ahead to play in the international break, Rafael Varane being available, I think all will be well for the club of Manchester United. Then we go to the double pivot. Eriksen out. Mason Mount is also injured, by the way. I've gotten that story just as I was preparing to record this video. I believe Sofian Amrabat is going to come in through and really play in the double pivot alongside Scott McTominay. That is it. Eriksen is out, and Erik ten Hag had always used Eriksen to obviously come in through and play into that position with Scott McTominay. Though we are getting in results, but I was not really confident, So Amrabat now has a chance to prove himself that he is really ready to see to it that obviously gets to where he deserves to be as a player of Man United. Remember, he's a loanee player from Fiorentina to Man United, and I read a story yesterday that I might do early in the morning about how United are really planning not to make his deal permanent. But I really anticipate that this is the game he has to obviously show us what he's good at. Then when we go to Galatasaray, then he shows us more of his qualities. And a player called Kobe Menu might also be in the mix, by the way, to play part into this game, especially into that midfield area, as he's a press-resistant player and the manager really believes a lot in the player. Then for Scott McTominay, he's on fire. Out of the 2 games they played for Scotland, he scored, by the way. He scored 1 goal in those 2 games, so it shows you that he's really scoring very many goals and is continuing into the needful. And he's obviously going to start in the double pivot with Sofian Amrabat. Central attacking midfield, Bruno Fernandes, who had a couple of assists, and he really had a couple of assists and a goal when Portugal was playing its 2 games. And good enough, I think they played their game, I think, on Sunday, so he has been resting for some days, and those are close to 7 days without kicking a ball. So he's fresh and ready to captain the side of Man United to the winning side. Then we go to the right attacking side of the midfield. Antony is available, and Ten Hag has obviously gone ahead to really make sure that it's always Marcus Rashford. And I've always gone ahead to give you the reason as to why I would love Marcus Rashford to play onto that side, because we'll be having 2 outlets that are really feeding the center forward of Manchester United on the night. So for this fixture, all I know is that Rashford is going to be played as a right attacking midfielder, because when he's played as a left attacking midfielder, he is selfish, But when he's played as a right attacking midfielder, he always finds the right ball immediately into the 18-yard box area. And you saw it when you're getting that goal against Luton Town. What he did when he got that ball, he went in for a shot that was really a ground shot, and it deflected back to Lindelof, and Lindelof went ahead, obviously beat that ball or hit it into the back of the net. That's what Rashford does. If at all he was onto the left side, He would have gone ahead to find it hard to obviously do that. He would have gone ahead to go for a shot at goal, and you never know, it wouldn't have gone ahead to obviously count as a goal. That is Marcus Rashford for you. On the left, I think it's going to be Garnacho, right? Garnacho is obviously going to start off the left attacking side of the midfield for the club of Manchester United, and with a lot of pace, creativity, and trust me, according to what the stats are really showing, the previous 3 games, 4, where he's going to head to start 3, he's really one of the most influensive player in the final third for the club of Manchester United. That is it. And he needs to obviously just keep up the spirit and keep going, see to it that he obviously gets to where he deserves to be as a player. That is Alejandro Garnacho. So for our case, I think he's obviously going to come in through and start and really take us to the dreamland. The centre forwards, Rasmus Højlund back from injury. Anton Martial hasn't started any Premier League game ever since this season started. So I think it's a chance for Anton Martial to start as a Rasmus Højlund player who is returning from injury. He is going to be on the bench, and I think will come in through and give us some 20 minutes as he prepares to play against Galatasaray on Wednesday. So we wait and see how that pans out. That is the team that I believe Erik ten Hag is obviously going to flaunt as United takes on the side of Everton. Everton has some good players like Calvert-Lewin, where you expect the central defense of United to be on full alert because of his aerial prowess, But with Harry Maguire present and Varane, you expect that won't obviously come in to hurt us. And the rest of the players in the midfield and the wide play, they're obviously very intensive and physical. If at all we can match their levels of physicality and intensiveness, then we can obviously cause a very huge havoc to obviously beat them. A little bit of a read through the head-to-heads being brought in here by the side called Google. Everton have just won one of their last Premier League meetings with Man United. They've lost 3 and drawn 4. A 1-0 home win was in 2022, that is April. So United have always been dominant when they're playing at the Goodson's Park. Man United won this exact fixture 2-1 last season, as I told you at the beginning of the game. Then Everton have lost 39 times to Man United in the Premier League, 10 losses, and they've gone ahead to draw 13 and could become the first side to lose 40 games to a single opponent in the competition history. So United has new a record to state. Everton are looking to secure successful Premier League wins for the first time since October 2022, though the trophies have alternated between not winning and winning in their previous 8 matches. So they're not going to have to win 2 games consecutively. After beating Crystal Palace away from home, they'll be looking to return at home to obviously face off with Manchester United. Lastly, after losing their opening 2 away games in the Premier League this season, Manchester United have since won each of their last 3. It's their longest such run in the competition since a 10-game stretch under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer between June and December 2022. Remember, by the way, he went ahead to obviously go on 10 wins away from home. That is the guy. He was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Now, we went ahead and played. Our first away game was against Tottenham Hotspur. We lost it. And I think the other was against Arsenal. And we lost it. So, ever since then, we've gone ahead to win all our games. Burnley. How many away games have we gone ahead to play? Let me get it right. Because I remember beating Burnley. We beat Fulham by 1-0. Let me check here. There is another away game in the Premier League that we played, and we obviously went ahead to win. Sheffield was at Old Trafford. There is Burnley. Burnley was our first win away from home. Then we went ahead to really... we beat Sheffield away from home, and then Fulham. That is it. So this will be a 4th consecutive win in a row if at all we win this game of football. I've seen people coming out and really saying that United, a draw, but I'm going in for a win. It's going to be a 2-1 win for Man United. That is it. 2-1 win for Man United, but it's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a hard one. So your thoughts onto this game are welcome in the comment section below. Rokan David remains my name. The prediction is 2-1 in favor of Man United. What do you make about my prediction in there for you? More thoughts about this game in the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims barakallahu fikum. Bye bye.